It is Monday, April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day, everybody. In the Dong Report is back in your life. I'm Matt Modi, and I have three of my favorite MLB home run predictions to give to you guys for today's MLB betting slate. No pranks here, just talking dongs. Of course, before we can get into today's picks, we got to do a recap from yesterday, which unfortunately was not one of our days. We had a dongless day yesterday. None of the three players we had hit a home run yesterday. Of course, we had Max Muncy on Saturday. He hit a home run yesterday. That unfortunately does not count for our standards. So we went 0-3, down 1.5 units yesterday as we play all of these for the time being for a half unit. Luckily, prior to that, we had cashed in 4 straight days. So we're still in the green on the year. All that thanks to Mookie Betts, but it still counts all the same. We are up 1.87 units on the entire season. And then if you want to date back to last year, we are up 61.15 units. And I'm hoping we can exceed that number this year. I want to get to the 100 unit of profit mark. We got to start somewhere. Still in the green is good after a dongless day yesterday, but those are never fun. So let's hope we can have a better day today. If you are not already, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like the video, comment, all that stuff helps me out a ton. And enough of that. Let's get into today's picks. Let's chat about some dongs. First up, Braves versus White Sox game. I'm taking Matt Olson to hit a home run, plus 280 odds. This is best offered at Fanatics. You can also get it at plus 275 at BetMGM, or you can get it at plus 265 at a bunch of other books like Bet365. So Matt Olson led the league in home runs last year, was a staple in the Dong Report last year, and for the first time, we're adding him to the report this year. Let's hope he can come through for us. Plus 280, anything in the plus 200s number is admittedly pretty low for someone to hit a home run. But for guys like Matt Olson, it's pretty low for absolutely good reason. For starters, he did already dong one this year, so we're not having any sort of leap of faith waiting for him to break out of a slump or anything like that. He's played 3 games. He's had 14 plate appearances, and he already has an ISO rate of 35.7%. That's obviously very much in the excellent threshold. ISO rate standing for isolated power literally just measures how much power a batter has. Anything that is 25% and above is excellent. 35.7% is crazy. And Matt Olson, he's always had better numbers against right-handed pitching than he does against left-handed pitching. That's held true so far this year. Again, it's a small sample size, but his ISO rate against righties this year is 62.5%. That's absurd. That's obviously not going to last an entire season, but it's good that we're getting him in the middle of a hot streak starting the year hot. And then while this year, he only has an ISO rate of 16.7 against left-handed pitching. Last year, obviously a much, 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 much bigger sample size, Matt Olson had an ISO rate of 35.1% against right-handed pitching. That number, that ISO rate of 35.1%, that would have led the entire MLB in terms of ISO rate. That would have beaten Ohtani, who finished in first last year. And that's, again, if you took that over a full season. And then his barrel rate, which measures how often you hit the barrel of the bat when you make contact, is at last year was at 16.4%. That did qualify as the 5th best barrel rate in the entire MLB. As for barrel rate, anything 15% and above is considered excellent. So he was excellent in both categories last year. He started the categories. He started the year excellent this year. And as I'm sure you could have guessed by now, he's going up against a right-handed pitcher tonight in Chris Flexen for the White Sox. Unsurprisingly, Ballpark Pal, the source I use for the specific matchup data, lists this as a plus 10 advantage in favor of Matt Olson. They range their advantages from minus 10, which is an extreme advantage in favor of the pitcher, all the way to plus 10, which is an extreme advantage in favor of the batter. Not surprised that Olson has the extreme advantage over Chris Flexen of the White Sox. Olson should dong one today. Let's hope he comes through for us. Next up, Guardians versus Mariners game. I'm taking Jorge Polanco to hit a home run, plus 400 odds at FanDuel. So second play of the day, another situation where we are getting a plus 10 advantage in favor of the batter. Obviously, this time we're looking at Jorge Polanco over Tristan McKenzie, who is the pitcher for the Guardians. And not only does Ballpark Pal list this as a plus 10 advantage for Polanco, but the extent of which they give this advantage to Polanco is crazy. They list Tristan McKenzie as in the top 2 percentile of best possible matchups for Jorge Polanco, literally in the top 2 percentile. And then on the other side, they list Jorge Polanco in the bottom 4 percentile of possible matchups for Tristan McKenzie. So this is like the perfect example of an extreme advantage in favor of the batter. Now, Jorge Polanco isn't known as the best power hitter in the world. His advanced stats are not going to wow you like the Matt Olson stats that I gave you, but he does hit for much more power against right-handed pitching than he does against left-handed pitching. Now, Polanco's a switch hitter, and I'm not saying he's a better batter against righties. He just hits for more power against righties. Last year, looking at the entire season, his ISO rate against right-handed pitching was 20.9%. That's just within the good threshold that we need. For ISO rate, I mentioned anything 25% and above is considered excellent. For the same stat, ISO rate, anything between 20 and 25 is considered good. So 20 to 25, good. 25 and above, excellent. I really don't play anything that's below the good number. Jorge Polanco also had a barrel rate of 13.8% last year as well. 10 and 15%, that is within the good threshold. So 15% and above is excellent. Now, I will admit that Polanco has had a decently slow start to the season, but he was at least good in spring training, so it's not like he's been bad the entire spring. Obviously, spring training, you take that with a grain of salt, doesn't mean nearly as much as the regular season. I would have loved for him to start the regular season hot, but at least it's not like he's been in a pronounced slump the entire spring or anything like that. Now, looking at the pitching matchup, McKenzie didn't give up a ton of home runs last year. He also wasn't a good pitcher. He had an ERA of 5.06, an expected ERA of 4.64. So just kind of trusting the matchup data on this one, trusting the fact that Polanco is a little bit better in terms of power against right-handed pitching. Hopefully he dongs one and comes through for us as our second play. Third up, final pick of the evening, Giants versus Dodgers game, taking Mookie Betts to hit a home run, plus 550 odds at Caesars. I mean, come on, you're going to give me plus 550 odds for Mookie Betts to hit a home run when just yesterday he was like plus 300. What? Because he hit one in 4 straight games and then didn't hit one yesterday. The odds are skyrocketing up to 550. Like, to me, I think those odds are crazy. Like, this is, and not only that, the fact that he's hit a home run he had up until yesterday hit a home run in 4 straight games. He started the year on fire. This is another situation where it's a plus 10 extreme advantage in favor of the batter, Mookie Betts. This time it is against pitcher Keaton Winn, who is the pitcher for the Giants. And Ballpark Pal lists Mookie Betts as in the bottom 1 percentile of matchups for the Giants pitcher Keaton Winn. Now, Winn, there's a little bit of unknown with him, right? He was a rookie last year. He only appeared in 9 games. He only started 5. And I will admit, he did have a respectable home run per 9 of 1.28. But you look at all of his advanced metrics outside of home run per 9, and it does not show a good pitcher. It shows the pitcher that was lucky to have that low of a home run per 9. His home run to fly ball ratio was 17.1%, meaning 17% of fly balls against him turned into home runs. That would have been the 3rd worst in the MLB if he qualified in terms of innings pitched last year. He allowed a barrel rate of 10.5% last year. That would have been the 3rd worst in the MLB, and he allowed a hard hit percentage of 47.6%. That legitimately would have been the worst in the entire MLB last year. He also allowed an average exit velocity of 92.4 miles per hour. That would have also been the worst in the entire MLB. So all of these stats show him as one of the worst pitchers. The reason why he didn't give up that many home runs was because his launch angle was pretty low. Everything else screams a pitcher that's going to give up a ton of home runs. So I'm certainly not scared off by this matchup. And Mookie Betts is incredible. He's played 6 games this year. He's had 29 plate appearances. He's already hit 4 home runs. He's got an ISO rate of 63.6%. Yeah, that number's crazy, and it will normalize over time. Let's hope it does normalize after tonight. He's got a barrel rate of 20%. That would have led the MLB last year. He's got 13 balls that were considered hard hit. He has a hard hit percentage of 65%. That would have led the MLB last year. And for context, FanGraphs lists the Diamond Club of the like an excellent hard hit percentage, anything 35% and above. Mookie Betts has been raking. We're getting plus 550 odds, and the pitching matchup for him is extremely juicy as well. So I'm going to keep riding Mookie Betts until I have a reason not to. Yesterday, I didn't love the matchup and I didn't love the odds, so I didn't take him. Today, that's not the case, so I am. And that's how we got 3 dong predictions for you guys to lock in. If we get one of those 3 to cash, we will be in the green. If we get all 3 to cash, we will be a little bit rich. So let's hope for that. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And the last thing that I'll mention, I mention it at the end of every video, is that I do have a dub club where I send out all my picks for only $5 a month. The way it works, if you're unfamiliar with Dub Club, it's a service you can sign up for to have plays texted directly to you. Email, Telegram, text, however you want it sent to your phone. Now, the plays that you see me give out for free on YouTube and on Twitter, those are the same plays that I give out on Dub Club. That's part of the reason why I only charge $5, because I understand you can get it for free. The reason why I have the Dub Club is not everybody cares about the YouTube videos. Not everybody has time to watch the YouTube videos, or by the time some people are able to watch the videos, the odds change, and it's frustrating because you want to get them at the odds that I play them at. That's why I came out with the Dub Club. $5 a month gets everything texted to you immediately. As soon as I decide what a play is, the first thing I do is send it out on Dub Club. $5 a month, but if you would rather play the best price free and get everything on YouTube and on Twitter, completely fine with me. I just like to give people the option, and that's all we got. Appreciate everybody for watching, and have a good one.